Hi, I'm Bally.
I'm Mark.
We're at the Smash Factory in London, Ontario. This is our custom fitting studio, our toy store. We're going to play with some toys today.
Absolutely.
We've had a lot of requests for driver fittings. We will be doing a lot of fittings on other stuff, but we're going to do a little series and we're going to fit each brand's driver, find the best one for me, and then we're going to compare drivers against each other inter-brand.
We'll face them off, exactly. So we're going to try and find Matt the best Ping driver option here.
All using stock shafts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we're going to kind of showcase a couple of the heads because we know more or less which one is going to fit him. But we're still going to give him a shot and we're going to see kind of what it comes out with. Mm-hmm. And then we'll eventually be comparing this to all the other brands that we offer and see what basically Matt's going to play for 2022. So pretty exciting stuff here. Obviously we have Ping G425, second year of the product cycle, amazing driver. It fits a ton of people. With the three different options in the LST, the Max, and the SFT, there's really, I don't want to say something for everybody, but it's definitely been a very popular driver for a majority of people. So lots of options. Obviously, we're gonna fit Matt with stock shafts here today. Also showcasing like there's some good stock options out there, right? So it doesn't always have to be a very expensive exotic shaft.
Yeah, it's changed a lot from years past. A lot of drivers, they focus on the head, but the stock stuff was just whatever.
Yeah, it was just graphite, right?
Yeah.
And now they've done a good job with building the heads or building the shafts in mind with the heads and trying to keep them correlated so that when you do attach them together, they perform as good as Ping wants them to.
And frankly, Ping was one of the companies that really started focusing on their stock shafts. Absolutely. They put a lot of engineering and a lot of R&D into their stock shafts. Sure. So it'll be good to showcase that today because they really do take pride in that. So.
Absolutely. So you ready to hit some bombs?
Let's send it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Did what I thought, yeah.
Oh.
That's all right. Give me one more here.
Yeah, that was weird.
So it came in a little low left as we saw.
Yeah.
TrackMan struggled to keep up with how good that was.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. All right, let's try it again.
Okay, so SFT, 10.5 degrees. Let's see it. Jeez, is that off the neck too?
Yeah, it's everything's just shutting. I'll try again, but I can't hit this.
Well, yeah, 143 is not your best carry. But I mean, you know what? Again, like this driver is not for Matt. We know that. This driver is for someone who struggles with the left to right miss as a right-handed golfer.
So a fade or a slice.
Absolutely. And this is something that does help a lot of people kind of correct that.
Yeah, I mean, so it's a great driver for people who slice it.
No, and you can see how much it wants to draw, right? Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, that was pretty solid.
I tried to hold it open.
Okay.
So now we're getting into that, like, manipulating the golf swing to make the club work.
Yeah, and I mean, again.
Let me hit one more, but.
Again, not a bad result, but we know there's something better out there. But again, great driver. It really is. It does what it says on the tin, which I think is important because that's where there's a lot of marketing involved in golf companies, but Ping SFT does what it should do.
Yeah, it is straight flight technology. Sure, it helps draw the golf.
Absolutely. All right,
give it one more.
Yep. Okay, good swing.
Yeah, I mean, I caught enough golf ball, and that's still holding it off and just turning left. It's just not the one.
Yeah, I mean, numbers are good other than that, right? Like, carry's good, total's good, but it's just, we can tell you're not overly comfortable.
No, I'm trying to steer it now just to keep it in play. And
no problem.
What we know is, right away, if you're changing yourself to make the club work, it's just not the right fit.
Absolutely.
Good driver, just not for me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go to the Max now, right? So again, the most forgiving one out of the lineup from Ping. This is the one that's going to fit the most people. The weight, you still have the ability to kind of adjust how much these weights actually weigh, but you can move them, right? So you can have it in the draw setting in the heel. It's not as severely in the heel as the SFT, but you can always go center or out towards the toe to kind of promote the ball flight you're looking for. But very, very consistent, forgiving driver, which I think a lot of people think, well, those guys on tour, like they don't miss it or they play the longest driver. It's absolutely not true, right? And I think it's those guys, day in and day out, they're playing 72 holes. They've got to have something that's consistent, and they're not always going to be swinging their best. So forgiveness is a big thing at the highest level as well, as much as it is at the club level, right? So we're going to give Matt the Max here. just weight in the center here. So
So this is a slightly bigger head, like the most forgiving head,
460,
theoretically.
yeah, big head.
Okay.
Same loft here, so same shaft, same length, everything is constant, but we're gonna see how this kind of performs and feels.
Okay.
It's not gonna look quite as closed, it's more of a
Yeah, that
neutral
should make me a
bias
bit more
driver
comfortable. Okay.
comparatively. So
right.
try that for me.
Okay, you want to tag that one? And
Yeah. So this is the Max. Alrighty, so Alta CB55, same shaft.
Yeah, so it looks, I mean, I'm more comfortable looking at it just, again,
the way it sits,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
It
and
doesn't look like I'm going to snap hook it.
Yeah,
So-
and again, that's where, like, as a fitter, tell me that stuff, right? If
Yeah.
it looks better to you, that's a positive, right? So we want to hear from that.
All right.
All right, let's see it. Okay, different sound there. It's going to start
Yeah.
a little left.
That's, again, still turning over. It's funny, too. I hit that hard.
Yeah,
So that was, I mean, dead center of the club face, or it felt like it, but
Yep.
it also felt like the shaft is just kind of dumping, just
Yeah.
releasing
okay, so
over.
you're feeling more, yeah, that makes sense, right?
So,
Okay, give me one more with
Yeah.
that guy, and we're going to, because spin was a touch high, but again, this driver is a little bit more spinning than,
Okay.
obviously, than the LST, but let's try that one more time. We're going to pop a different shaft in there, because
Okay.
that wasn't
yeah,
too bad.
so the last one felt like the head was rolling over. This one feels like
Shaft's
the shaft is kicking
Okay,
over.
that's good feedback. Let's try one more. Yeah, so you can tell as you've picked up a little bit of speed here because you're a little more comfortable.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah. So again, this is where I would jump in as a fitter and go, hey, you know what? Obviously, head felt good. You hit it generally in the center.
yeah,
there.
yeah. I mean, pretty centered. I mean,
So we're
ball
gonna,
speed's 163. That's pretty good
fast
for me.
No, it's good. It's very good. Launch is a touch low, but we know that that's because the face is shut. Right?
Yeah,
So,
and I'm a low launch guy anyway.
yeah. So we're gonna do the obvious fix here. We're gonna put that heavy tungsten weight out to the toe.
Okay.
We're gonna pop a little bit of a tighter shaft into there.
Swing weight's like D3-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep it where you're comfortable. We wanna make sure that we take as many variables out as possible in these fittings. So we're gonna pop the Tour in here. So this
Okay.
is the 65X. So a little tighter profile. Alta's a great shaft. It's counterbalance. That's what CB stands for, right? So these heavier heads from Ping, they go really well together. So we're gonna keep the same setup here.
Okay.
Let's try the Tour 65. So let's hear your thoughts and see some numbers. Let me just tag this real quick, Matt.
Yep.
So this is 65X.
Yeah, so I feel a bit more weight lower.
Okay. Yeah. Balance point's a little different for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So weight and toe here as well.
Okay.
Let's see it. Okay, good. Just starting a little left on.
Yeah, I'm still necking it. Oh, I'm still necking it.
Yeah. So I would say like not a bad. It wasn't your best swing, right?
No, not my
Wasn't
best,
perfect.
but again, let me give you one more.
Yeah. No, let's do it. We know your fight is the hook, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, we're going to do everything we can to make sure that this thing bleeds to the right here.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to do is hook it. So
For sure. And I think Max driver, like it sits very neutral, weights in the toe. It still does want to draw a little bit and spin a little bit more, which is okay. But let's try it one more time here with that
Okay.
same shaft. Yeah, so
it's just everything's just going
everything's
left.
starting left. I know.
Yeah.
Like
So-
your path is good. The face is just quite shut. So
Yep.
we know that that's not perfect.
Okay, it's yeah.
And again, that's where at this point, I don't want you to waste your good swings on something that's not going to work for you.
Yeah,
That
I can tell. I mean, everything's left.
Yeah.
Coming out pretty hot, but
Yeah, you've definitely got some good ball speed numbers there, which
Yeah.
Ping is a ball speed machine. But we want to make sure that obviously it's playable and it's not, he's not in his pocket here. So LST now. So the most fade bias driver out of the Ping lineup.
which is a good thing for me.
For sure.
So that's another thing. Communicate with your fitter. I liked seeing the ball. If I miss, I want it to go right.
Yeah.
If I do turn it over left a little bit, like I want the ball to go, if anything, straight or fall to the right. I don't
Yeah.
want to see it go left. So
Yeah. And we know, I mean, again, like if you're swinging your best, you're hitting a little fade, right? And I think when you're not swinging your best, it's a tight little draw.
Yeah,
it's nothing
yeah.
wild.
Yeah, these ones are, it just goes to show, right? It's just, it ain't the right fit.
Absolutely, right?
Yep.
So, okay, so we're going to try and change one variable here. So we're going to the LST.
Okay.
It's got same loft, so things haven't changed here. Same setting, same shaft. I just had to pop a heavier weight into that head because we had the lighter weight in there. But
just to get it to the
yeah, we're
D3 that we want.
exactly. So we want about the same as what the other ones were. So LST.
Yeah. So this sits nice and open, which I like.
Absolutely, yeah. It's also in the flat setting as well.
Good.
All of those drivers were in the flat setting because we know that that's something that Matt is comfortable with, right? So
Yeah.
If he's comfortable with looking down at it like that.
Flat being this, like, more upright would raise the toe.
Yeah.
Flatter drops the toe, if that makes
right?
sense.
So, yeah, for sure. So, all right, so let's see how this feels. So we know that that max or that SFT is not going to be perfect for you. Let's just see how that LST performs here. Yeah, like right away hit the center of the screen.
Yeah.
Should draw a touch. Yeah.
Yeah, so that I can live with.
Yeah. See, and there's your, again, still maintain the ball speeds, right? Like your launch actually was quite good. Your spin was, again, a little lower, but it's not like it's dropping off the planet.
But so now I like the fact that I don't feel like the toe is closing and I feel like the shaft is stable.
Perfect, yeah.
You know, if the shaft feels like it's going to dump,
Yeah.
I'm kind of in trouble.
For sure. And I think like if you look at your path migrated more to the right with the original ones, right?
Yeah.
Because you're in your mind's eye, you're going, this driver's shut, I have to close this.
Right.
So where that one was very, very neutral, 0.5, and your face was basically half a degree closed or so, right? So good solid result. We want it to turn right, but we know that that's playable. And it's
Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, that I can find the fairway anywhere.
Absolutely, yeah. 10-yard draw.
Yeah, I'll find the fairway at Harbor Town, but again, I do. Ideally, it would go right, and again today, you know, a little stiff. Maybe I'll turn it over a little bit. I just don't want them to be wild.
Absolutely,
So.
yep.
Okay.
All right, let's try one more here. There you go. That was a good swing.
Yeah.
Ball speed
Yeah,
down a little bit.
I didn't totally catch it solid, but that's the miss I want to see. I want it to be right.
See, and that's a good point to make a note of about there, right? Because like, yeah, sure, it's not in the center of the fairway, but it's the shape that you're looking for.
Yeah, so I can set up left center of the fairway. If I hit a good one, I'm in the fairway.
Yeah.
If I miss, I'm in the right side of the fairway.
Absolutely.
It's you know, I just don't want to see it turn the other
No, and you
direction.
can see like the power of the LST there too, right? So spin drop down quite a bit.
Yeah, knuckleball.
Even though your ball speed wasn't the fastest you've been all day, it's if you hit that on the golf course, we'd all say nice drive.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
I'd be fine. I wouldn't be pouting.
Exactly.
I'd find a new reason to pout. But
All right, let's see another
probably
one
because
like
you'd be 50 behind me. Okay.
All right, let's see one more here. Nice, good swing.
Okay.
swing.
Again, I caught it a little low on the face.
Yeah.
That's good news though. That going right is what I want to see.
See, and that's where I look at that and think, okay, it spun, right? So it spun 3,100. The reason it did is because you caught it low on the face, right?
Yeah.
No driver on the planet is going to protect you from that. So,
Sure.
But I look at that and go, sure, you lost 10, 15 yards, but it's the way that you want to hit it.
Yeah, so I hit two very mediocre. That was a bad one, but it went right.
Yeah,
I hit one really good one that was just a bomb.
for sure. Exactly.
That goes, okay, when I'm swinging good, I can play it.
Yeah.
When I'm swinging bad, it misses the way I want, I can play golf.
And what I would say to that point too is like if this is what you start to see all the time outside, you've got adjustability on that driver, right?
Yeah.
You can go back to the center spot in the weight there. You could put it in the heel. I know that's obviously not something you're going to do, but as someone coming to get fit, it's nice to go, hey, you know what? It's set up this way right now. But potentially you have an option if things change middle of the season, right? And obviously we don't want you playing around with things a ton, but it's nice
see
to have
that sometimes?
for sure. But it's nice to have that adjustment, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I like that. I think like none of them went left. So if we look at kind of that dispersion, we can see, hey, you know what? It's the shape that you're looking for.
Yeah,
you
two big
average
fades and then the one.
for sure, right? And obviously like comparatively, we know that that's the
Yeah.
one, right? We know that you're the most comfortable with that. So what I would do now as a fitter, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the shaft on him a little bit. So we know that, again, he's comfortable with the way it feels. This wouldn't be where we need to change something, but we can always see if something's going to perform marginally better, right? So I'm going to give you the Tensi Orange that also is a stock option with Ping. Again, more of a counterbalance shaft, so you will feel a little lighter head weight, and we can always bump that up if necessary. But let's see how this guy feels. So same length. Very similar weight to the last shaft as well, but just again, a little different profile. So try this guy out for me.
Okay.
So still LST here, so same, but different. Let's see. Okay, and again, we're not looking for something to kind of completely destroy the last one, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe we can tighten it up.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, let's see it.
Feels a little longer.
Does it feel a little longer?
A little bit.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe that's just my brain. There's definitely more of an orange stripe in the middle of this one.
Yeah, that you know, yeah.
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 That's a scientific fact.
All right, let's see it. It's a pretty good swing. Launch was up a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely came up. Again, it feels like it's releasing.
Does it?
So it just feels like...
Okay, don't waste your time too much more. I just want to see
Yeah, give me one
here.
more.
Yeah, but again, that's where if results are okay and the feel's not great, that's a trade-off that some people will make. A lot of people won't, right? And I mean, I've had drivers that I don't like the look of, but I hit well and just get used to it. But that's not the goal here, right? We want to make sure that all of those facets are taken care of. So, all right, let's see that little cut you play. Okay, not bad. Good ball speed.
Yeah, again, it just feels like it wants to turn over.
Yeah, yeah.
No, the tour shaft's better.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's good. Again, as a fitter, I want to hear that, right? Because I mean, I know from the numbers that I like this significantly better.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
we want to know that from the fittee as well.
Sure.
So it's important. Well, good. No, I like that. I think you've got a decent option there with Ping, and obviously we're going to kind of continue to try other brand options and kind of see at the end and put a few of them head to head and see what Matt really is the best with, because that's good. And I wouldn't say it's the best you've ever hit it today, but
yeah, body's a little tight.
yeah, but
you know.
Again, playable and not short.
Can definitely play golf from whatever it was, 290.
Yeah, I mean, you're 289 on average.
Yeah.
That's your tour average, right? I mean, that's where again, as a fitter, I always look for things that I could improve on. We know you're a lower launch guy. We know you're never going to get 17 degrees of launch with 1700.
I'm not going to hit like Rory.
No, and that's okay, right? And I think as a guy who goes, hey, you know what? I like teeing it down lower. I like hitting level on it. That's where I know I play my best golf. That's where we're going to fit you for a driver that gives you the best performance with your kind of setup and with what you're comfortable with, right? If you came in and I said, hey, Matt, tee it up, you might hit it further. You're going to go, I don't like doing that,
it'll
right?
go wild. I'll hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know that, right? And we know that that's something that you could gain an extra 5 yards maybe, but it's not worthwhile for you. And
No, I need to be in play.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. So,
okay, beauty.
Well done.
All right, we have the first driver dialed in.
Absolutely.
Okay.
There you go.
Final fit was LST head.
Yeah, with the Tour 65X from Ping.
Yep.
So again, all three of these are great options, just not for Matt, right? And I think this driver is great for a certain player. SFT is fantastic if you're someone who struggles with a slice. And Ping, the nice thing about these all three of these drivers is there's something for everybody, right? And they're all great products. Just you need to fine tune and figure out which one is exactly for you. And in this case, it ends up being the 10.5 degree LST for Matt. We know that down the line we're going to fine tune it a little bit more with some custom options, but I really like the results that we got today, and I think Matt was pretty pleased as well.
Yep. Yeah, the misses were where I wanted them. It was good, but it goes to showcase that there's a driver for every player.
Yeah.
And a big thing in our situation is that when you, like you said, I mean, same swing, driver that didn't fit me, big time different results.
Hugely different.
That goes to show what you can do just by dialing in the right heads.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to be doing another one next week.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
And questions at smashfactory.ca.
Please reach out.
Yeah. We'll see you soon.
Thanks.
See you guys.
Cool.